Hey!
Welcome to the weekend, and one of our favorite things to do on a Friday is to chat with someone with a very interesting profession. And how about this today? We have a professional organizer in the studio.
Very cool.
It's time for...
Oh, who are the people in your neighborhood? In your neighborhood, in your neighborhood. Say, who are the people in your neighborhood? The people that you meet each day.
You know, Mutton, children get nightmares after seeing you dance like that. Please stop it.
The only way to watch that is when you catch our Facebook Live right now.
Yeah, sure.
On Class 95's Facebook page. Good morning.
Kids, close your eyes.
Good morning, Georgina Wong, otherwise known as the Mistress of Space.
Wow, that's a very cool title.
Hi, Georgina.
Hi,
Hi.
Good morning. Thanks for coming into the studio for people in our neighborhood. Now, you are a professional organizer. Well, I guess there's a lot of terms that you can use to describe what you do.
Yeah.
But I think that best sums it up, isn't it? You're a professional organizer. You organize things for people.
Mm-hmm, that's right. We help
Organising
them make
people's
it,
lives.
help make their life easier, more efficient.
Wow. Very cool.
As in, okay, let's go from the very beginning. Okay, what made you decide that I want to help other people
Organize their life?
Like, why can't people organize it themselves?
Okay, I started out because friends and family were asking me to help them.
Right.
Move house, move office. They could see what I was doing.
Right.
I guess the first time I really got into this was I went into my husband's office in
Right.
CBD.
Okay.
Walked in and there were 6 offices and 2 doors I noticed were always closed. And I said, oh, maybe someone's always busy and they were having meetings.
Right.
Eventually I opened it and it was full of junk.
Oh, no.
Couldn't walk in. So
Right.
I quickly realized, oh, geez, it's 2 offices times $8. You realize how much money you're losing because you're not storing things correctly.
Wow.
Oh, and that's how it all began. And you've been doing this for how long now?
Professionally, 7 years, but I've pretty much like Marie Kondo, this famous
Yeah.
Japanese guru. I realize I've been doing it all my life, actually.
Right,
It
right.
comes naturally.
I was just going to say that because before Marie Kondo, not many of us really paid much attention to, a person who organizes things for you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure the business has been thriving for the past 7 years, but, to the general people like us who don't really need, not say don't need organizing, but, have not enlisted the help of someone to organize. You don't really know there's someone out there
Yeah,
doing
you don't
this.
even know there's such a service.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So, like, okay, let's say you walk into someone's home. Let's say I hire you to come into my home.
Oh, dear.
Right.
Good luck.
Okay.
Yeah, so I might actually really call you one day,
Oh, no.
to organize my home. My home is messy, right? I've got an exercise bicycle, which is basically a clothes rack.
Right.
I've got a corner that's just all my old electronics junk just piled up in one corner. Like, what's the first thing you would do to help organize this home?
Shoot you.
No,
okay.
no.
I'm the client. I'm paying her. She can't shoot
damn
me.
Okay, first of all, I'd have to make sure it's the right time for you, that you're ready.
Right.
Like even if you identify, things could be a bit better, or I don't use all of, everything. It's a lot of it is timing and having rapport, making sure that we get on and we're both on the same page. Because I think getting organized is always one of the top 3 resolutions.
Right.
Like getting fit,
Yes,
get
yes,
organized. We all have the best intentions,
Yeah.
but the time's got to be right. So I would help you with that. And sometimes it might not be until 3 or 6 months later, actually, that window of opportunity appears.
So it's almost like I have to be ready for it before you can come in.
Yes, usually there's a trigger.
Wow.
People really call me and say, help me, I've run out of space. I'm having another baby.
Right.
Mom-in-law's moving in. I'm selling my home. There's usually...
There's so many reasons to need to get organized, right?
Sure, yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
So
And you
that's
getting stuck
usually-
in your room, not being able to leave it because there's so much stuff, should be a good reason, Mutton.
It
So
is,
maybe you
yes.
need Georgina's help.
I probably do need it one day. And I don't know if this is something you can disclose on air, and feel free to not answer this question
Okay.
or say that you can't. But how much would a service of yours cost people?
Or maybe a price range.
Yeah, a range of how much a service like that will cost.
Okay, for me, I really believe in coaching. It's a skill. So I don't want to just go in there and do it for you.
Yeah.
Because then a year later, you'll be calling, say, help, it's got back to the same problem. So I usually do about 3 hours minimum, and that would be in the range of $300 to $400 for a consultation.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Well,
pretty
I
reasonable.
honestly expected it to be in the thousands.
Exactly,
You know,
yeah.
so,
Okay, I can charge you thousands if you want.
I think you have to charge him thousands. You should see his house.
Once you see my house, you will definitely charge in the thousands. And here's another question I guess we usually ask our guests, especially for professions that are not as common.
Sure.
How does someone become like you? Like,
Get into what you do.
if someone wants to, say, join your company or be part of what you do, how do they get started? How do you even think about getting started to be a professional organizer?
Okay, I have a lot of people, especially after Marie Kondo, say, "Oh, can I come and join? I'm really tidy."
Oh, right.
Actually, for me, it's a lot of coaching. So it's being able to motivate and, actually have guidelines. So unlike Marie Kondo, it makes me laugh because she goes in and says to everyone, "Oh, just put all your clothes in one room."
Yeah.
Declutter and then walks out. Actually, that's the most difficult part. That's not what we would do. So you do actually have to be there with the client, understand them, encourage them to tell us, a bit more about their lifestyle, and then we can tailor solutions for them.
Wow.
So actually,
So it's almost like there's a big part of psychology involved.
Yeah, absolutely.
In decluttering, right? It's not just physically, okay, fold clothes.
Yeah, I mean, how often have you, for instance, your exercise bike, you bought it with the intention to exercise.
No.
And then, it's become a clothes rack now.
Yeah.
But you never once in your mind thought, I'm going to throw that away because I'm not using it.
No, never.
Yeah, exactly, right?
It's such a good place to hang things.
So, oh boy, so many of us do that with a lot of different things in our life. So that's what people like Georgina do to help us.
Georgina, if someone is listening to this now and like, I need Georgina in my life.
Yeah. How do they find you?
How do they find you and engage your services?
Okay, easiest thing is just go into the website, www.asianprofessionalorganizers.com, or just think of it as apo.com.sg.
apo.com.sg. Asian Professional Organizers.
That's if people can find their laptops under that pile of clothes and stuff. But I'm sure you can.
And that's also the same website, like you said, if someone is thinking of joining your team, they can also get in touch with you there.
Sure.
Right?
Fantastic.
Wow. Such an interesting. Okay, last question, I guess.
Okay.
Before we let you go. And you've mentioned her a few times, right? Honestly, what do you think about Marie Kondo? I mean, this whole decluttering phenomenon started with her Netflix show.
Sure.
She's become so big now. She's attending the Oscars.
She's attending
this
the
Sunday?
Oscars. I can't believe it.
Wow. What are your honest thoughts about her and her methods and all that?
I think what she's really different with is the spark joy, which helps you decide. But in Singapore, actually, it's quite different. There's a lot more that, people might need coaching because this is a new age job. We never had this problem before.
Sure.
We've got too many things. We're too rich in Singapore. We're buying too much stuff.
Right.
So we have to control it and master that space before it overruns us.
Wow.
So Marie Kondo's methods could be too simplistic for a complicated country like Singapore.
Sure, yeah. Different culture as well. Yeah.
Well, Georgina, thank you for sparking joy with us this morning. We appreciate you joining us here and people in our neighborhood.
Fantastic. It's been a really clean show.
Muttons in the morning.